Hello, everyone. This is It Came from Webtoon. I'm your host, Erik Hodson, aka at Dreaded Dinosaur. Joining me today in the co-host spot is none other than Varian Grant, the CEO and CFO and COO and all those other O's about Indie Volt. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here. You know, and I did nefarious things to Michael to make sure he wouldn't be here tonight. I flattened his tire, cut his brake line.
Well, you didn't have to go all that trouble because it appears Michael will not be joining us anymore on It Came from Webtoon. He got a new job that is giving him some opportunity to be with his son more, and he's really excited about that. And unfortunately, that takes up the Monday night time slot for this show. So we wish him the best, and hopefully he can join us again some other time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have a really interesting show tonight. It's not gonna be a long show because this comic only has 2 episodes, but it's gonna be great. This is a weird one. So I'm gonna roll the intro. Such a catchy little jingle I put together there.
Yeah. It's it definitely gets you in the mood for there, that, and I like the Sunday Funnies intro.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah. The Indie Volt Live Wire is just like it's like dubstep.
It's fine, you want every show to have its own flavor.
Yeah.
You don't want everything to be kind of the same.
Live Wire is a show that it's it's that show.
Yeah, it's that show. All right, well, we've got a really cool webtoon tonight. We are talking about one called Manhorn, which this is a barbarian fantasy epic with the dude walking around with a dead unicorn's head on his face or whatever.
Yeah,
he's wearing it like a hoodie.
Yeah, I first of all, I just had this thought that that would be a great cosplay for someone to pull off.
Oh, it totally would. Totally would.
Yeah, great cosplay for someone to pull off. But when you told me this is the book we'll be looking at, I got a chance to look through it and read it, and glad I did.
Yeah, you know what? This one kind of struck me because normally I would wait for there to be like 4 or 5 episodes. This one just started brand new this month. Looks like he's trying to put it out weekly because you got February 1st was the first episode and February 8th was the new one. So that's today. It's up now today. That's why, and it popped up in the Canvas. I just picked the action category. I was looking through action, and this one was just up. And this is something that we've talked about on the show previously. It's tough to get exposure on Webtoon. When you post a new episode, it'll be up for the day in that genre category that you're in. And as people who are also publishing in that genre keep posting, your little thumbnail will just keep going down the line until it gets knocked off the first page, knocked off the second page. And that's like that kind of how it goes. So I probably would never have seen this one had it not been the perfect timing of it posting tonight and it being pretty recently posted because it was one of like the first few ones that I saw in the action category.
Right.
And what caught me was it's so hard to find stuff in Canvas with really good art. And this looked like, I don't know, like The Tick, like Ren and Stimpy type stuff. So that's one of the things that drew me into it.
Now explain something to me, because I have a comic on Webtoon, but Mr. Rusty's, and it's been horribly neglected. But there's Webtoon, and then I keep hearing Webtoon Canvas. So what's the difference?
Well, the principal Webtoon is all of their exclusive sponsored stuff. All the stories on there are stuff that Webtoon pays the creators to create.
Okay.
And everybody in Canvas wants to end up being a paid creator and being featured.
Okay.
It used to be you just moved up from what did they call it?
Being a nobody.
Well, yeah, well, it was being a nobody, but they had different names for it, and you just moved up to being featured.
Okay.
So now it's like Webtoon exclusives or whatever it is, and then you got Webtoon Canvas. Canvas has gotten popular enough to where there are comics in there that have 30, 40,000 views and 30, 40,000 subscribers already. So it's kind of become its own monster, but it's still a giant ocean that your comic gets lost in.
Okay.
So that's another reason why we're doing the show, is to kind of sift through that as a Webtoon creator and a reader and find stuff that I like that sticks out to me, and then try to share that with the world via this program to help get some new eyeballs. And this gentleman right here, Nick Forte is his name. He's got 11 subscribers currently. He's got 106 views on this thing with a solid 10 rating, and hopefully we'll give him a little bit of bump tonight. This is definitely somebody who I'd want to try reaching out to and see if I can get for an interview. Still haven't done our first interview yet, but hopefully we got that coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
So let's so the official thing is, it's a fantastical story of a sword battle axe for hire with a sordid past, burdened with ridding the world of mythological creatures, hell-bent on chaos and destruction. Is the world fated to be raised, or will it rise above the evil?
I same was you mentioned it earlier. Looking at this book, you get drawn in, and I won't say it reminds me of Saturday morning cartoons, but it definitely reminds me of something that would come on, what I would see at 9:30, 10 o'clock on, the earlier Adult Swims, when they were a little bit more edgier. Cartoon Network,
Yeah, definitely.
A Comedy Central, something like that. Yeah.
Nick After Night type thing. So we and I like the way that he introduces it. We get to see the secondary characters first.
Yeah.
You got this little pixie here, which is his sidekick. We just see his beefy arm there in his hand. Yeah. And apparently got this, I forget what you call these little goat-legged creatures. I know there was one in Lion Witch in the Wardrobe.
So it's going to bother me all night now. I'll jump in the middle of the night and scream. Yeah. You know what I thought at first when I seen this first couple of panels here, Eric, as I said, oh, is this comic in first person? That'll be neat. That's why I thought it was a first person comic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then, a couple panels later, I'm okay, no, it's not.
Has anybody ever done something like that? That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So we kind of get the gist here. He's got this mythological creature here that's leading him to something that's worse, and then we get our first view of him. And I like that he's not giving away the gimmick quite yet.
Yeah.
You just get a little, like, what? Wait, what is this? Is this like some weird hood? Is it? You can kind of tell that it kind of looks like, if you're familiar with horses, you kind of get an idea. But and still, we're not getting like a first full-on view yet.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that just kind of like tickles the back of your brain. What is up with this character?
Yeah.
That's not explained right away, and he kind of like leaves you little breadcrumbs.
Yeah, it was when you finally start figuring out what it is. I started watching the face. I found myself looking at his face and then looking at the horse face, see if the horse face ever changed.
Yeah.
But it's funny, the horse is dead, and it's just
it's a dead unicorn, and it's hilarious. This mouth drawing, this reminds me so much of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Style. Just the angles in the mouth, the nose.
Yes. Yep.
Looks like whatever that. There was like a reoccurring horse character in Ren and Stimpy, if I'm remembering correctly. And he's not too shy on doing the anime inspired you know,
Emotion.
exaggerations and
Yeah.
motions and stuff. That's kind of cool.
Mm. I used to draw these little myself as a little having these little manga like reactions,
Yeah.
and I would color them and cut them out, and I would put them in front of my own comic book panels that I really liked, and there was a panel where Superman had said at one point, Batman told Superman, the last time you meant anything to the world, you were dead. And I put my little anime character behind there reacting like, oh, so I love those reactions. I think they need to be put in more places. I don't care if it breaks the art style. It needs to be in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the things that I'm picking up on as an artist, I know he's better at drawing than this, but he's trying to put out a weekly strip.
Yeah.
With Dreaded Dinosaur Man, I take shortcuts that I'm not taking that's going to be in the printed comic because I'm trying to get it done in a certain amount of time. Now, I just realized it's almost been 2 months since I put out a new strip, and I feel terrible about that. Yeah, I really fell off the wagon. I shouldn't be doing that. But I've got we had Christmas, the New Year's, the stupid political crap, and I had a bunch of work come in that I needed to do for paid work, and I just haven't sat down and started working on it again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tearing me up inside because I really need to get back to it and get that story told.
Yeah, I mean, but it's weird how quickly that sneaks up on you.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You take, I'll take a week off, or I'll take no.
Yeah.
Hey, you think somebody would have figured out by now? Let me just draw a bunch, and because will Webtoon allow you to put up drip content like that?
Yeah, you can pre-schedule stuff to drop at certain times.
Yeah.
So ideally, if I didn't need to make money otherwise, I would be just doing the strip nonstop as an 8-hour day job, and then as they get done, schedule them to be posted when I want them to be posted and have a backlog. I don't have a backlog, so and I got a certain point in the story that I want to get to before I even start talking about launching the print comic, because the story bleeds right into it.
Right.
So that's where I'm at. But I still want let's get back to man horn. It's hard not to say man whore.
Yeah.
And he's doing that intentionally, which is hilarious. But there's things here that I notice, like the strokes in the shadow area. There's leaving some artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
The fills aren't all the way in there. And I have I know he's doing it in Clip Studio because I recognize those same struggles with getting fill lines to paint bucket in and fill all the way. Just, you have to tweak the tools and do things in a certain way in order for it to work well and not leave those things behind. But like this shadow line not continuing past the wrist, that would bug me in my sleep that I didn't connect that line. That's what it was, and this little bit of drift here on the shadow layer out over to the trees.
I noticed it in the beard of the giant there, and it closed in a little bit.
There's all the tips of these lines aren't filled, but his line art is beautiful. The strokes are really nice. It's good cartooning. He has a solid cartoon style. That's the characters stay on model throughout the strip. And so, I know if he had more time, it would look a lot better than it does. Yeah. But it still stands out on Webtoon as looking really good.
Yeah, and it lends itself to like animation very well. Like to me, like
absolutely, yes.
I can almost picture this animated.
Yeah, I love the stuff that there's details in here that are great. Like, first of all, the unicorn. This is the unicorn's blood all over his face and over his body, and it's got sparkles in it.
Little stuff like that, man.
You just got to look carefully and you'll notice it, because none of the blood in here is red. It does have a content warning for violence because it's decapitating ogres and stuff. But, it took me till about midway through to realize, oh, wait, that's what that is. It's not fabric. It's the unicorn's blood. Pink, sparkly blood. This is actually one of my favorite panels of this first issue, just with the battle axe coming in. I can tell he was really excited to draw this because he put a lot of work into just the look of the axe there.
Yeah, and it would have been a lot of artists would have probably did a complete circle template. He didn't do that. If you look at that axe is not symmetrical. It's actually
Right.
Yeah, that's there was some time and effort that went into there.
Gets him right in the arm, makes him drop the girl.
Love the look on her face as she's falling.
And the sardonic wit of the pixie, like,
oh yeah,
the pixie's hilarious. You can tell that she's kind of like not necessarily the straight man, but she's just not all there. Just always always with the snide comments and stuff. And
she's that what cynical almost a conduit for the reader in a way, because she's saying like all the most cynical stuff that you can imagine that you would say to somebody wearing a unicorn head.
This had me bust out. I got laughing. So he catches her and saves her. Thank heavens! I thought I was a goner. What is the name of my savior? I'm Manhorn. What? Man? Horn? Are you all right? Help! 2 monsters are fighting over me.
It's I thought that was cool, and I thought that there's another line toward the end, 2 lines actually, that had me laughing. One was you told quit running your mouth and run your feet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see you running that mouth. We start running those feet.
Yeah.
Little wonky here, but it gets the idea that she's being pulled by yanked by the pixie. And we got a really nice little fight scene here.
And his axe has some I call it super grabby door powers. To me, my axe,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. He's doing this little So those are the magical powers he's getting from wearing the decapitated head of a unicorn. Good, really good on the sound effect stuff. They're all hand drawn, and it just kind of fits with the style.
Yeah, like right there. Even though you say he's drawing this very quickly to get it done, there are some panels that still stick out as being like panels like he took his time on. I love that with him coming out of the air with the axe.
Yep.
Yeah. My only issue is some of the lettering.
Yeah. That's the word balloon posing, like the placement of the word balloons. This is something that you really don't want to rush, because there's some instances where just the flow of it, I'm reading the next panel's first word balloon before I'm reading the one I'm supposed to, because it's further down on the page.
Yeah.
So I'm not hitting that with my eye line. And then the font is sometimes is hard to read. Of course, I'm a big font snob. You know me, I actually pay for them on Comic Craft.
Yeah, I can't understand how you do that.
I wait for the yearly sales. Their sale this year, every single font, including the $140 Jim Lee, Jason Scott Campbell, the ones that are actually patterned after the artists, were all what was it, $20.01.
Here's the problem. I can't do that.
It's like $21.21. That's what they all were.
It's like, but there's free fonts out there. I know they're not as nice as those. But man, $20 for one font. I'm like, but you when you work in this business as a professional, you got to do professional lettering. That kind of pays for itself.
Yeah, you need to show the polish, and it absolutely does. I'm lettering the Bric-a-Brac book, and all the fonts that I'm using came from Comic Craft, and I'm just really trying to make it look and gleam as much as possible. So, and then having the options that are in there with those fonts, because they built in, they built into the font to where you don't have the bars across the eye if it doesn't start the sentence. It automatically
Yeah.
formats it with a correct eye.
That's cool.
So now we're on to episode 2. He's at the bar, and the pixie is bathing in the beer.
When I seen that, I thought that was like, oh, she's a little lush. How cute. She's
Yeah, she's definitely a lush.
Now the second issue to me read a bit quicker than the first.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. I just think the flow was a lot easier, I think.
Mhm.
I was really hoping there'd be more interaction with these guys making fun of him.
Yeah. I love that. I love that panel right there. That is a t-shirt panel for word balloon saying something really, really mean.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this is the first time we actually see a logo and title.
Yeah. Manhorn.
So we have this character coming in, this kid saying there's something wrong with his father. Pixie's eating the bubbles of the beer.
Hey, I've said it earlier. It reminds me a bit of Dreaded Dinosaur. He's hanging out at the bar. He just wants to live his life, and he can't.
Yeah, you were telling me in the pre-show that you could see Dreaded Dinosaur Man and Manhorn going toe to toe or teaming up, and I think that would be terrific.
Yeah, they
absolutely terrific.
It's I think that'd be great. You may have to draw that, Eric. You may have to draw a teaser image.
That kind of thing. If I actually could get a hold of Nick Forte here and start a dialogue between us, it'd be cool to do like a 2-parter. Where you read part 1 on Dreaded Dinosaur Man, you read part 2 on Manhorn. Yeah. That kind of back and forth. That'd be really great. So they exit the bar. Oh, now here's a great gag here. So,
oh yes,
he's loaded with money from killing off that ogre or whatever it was, and the bartender just does not understand where you keep the rest of the reward money. How do you keep 10,000 pieces of that little thing? See, now this is one of those where when I'm reading and flowing down, I caught this word balloon before this one.
Yeah,
and I caught this word balloon. Where'd you get an infinite sack before? I hear him with an infinite sack. So that's one thing that I would hope that Nick can work on in future episodes is to kind of be more cognizant of the flow of the reading, so that you're hitting this word balloon before you're reading this one.
Yeah,
that's my biggest problem with the book right now.
But this joke totally works.
Oh, yeah, it's an infinite sack. Where'd you get an infinite sack? From a unicorn sack.
So, if you're slow on the upkeep, a unicorn's testicle sack basically is an infinite sack, and I love it. I love it. I want a unicorn sack.
That would be a great little piece of flair or bric-a-brac or merchandising that he could sell at like a con table or something. Little sewn infinite sacks.
Yeah, just go get some of that like kind of woolly material.
Yeah.
Make infinite unicorn sacks.
So the kid's complaining his father's hitting him, beating on his mom, yelling at her. Doesn't seem like he's the same person. He's eating his food raw. So they come in and check out the father.
Drinking sugar water. No, he's not drinking sugar water.
Well, he's not drinking any water.
Yeah.
And that's suspicious.
Yeah. I might be a monster.
Maybe.
That's
another thing that kind of bugs me too. It's like you expect to see a continuation of this leg, and it would not end. It would end behind the balloon, so it is correct. But the fact that you have this line here going here, and there's just nothing here, my mind wants to make a connection.
Yeah.
So like I like for me, I would have put like grass blades or something here.
You know what's sad is it could be behind that board balloon. It could be because I had an artist that I worked with. We put word balloons in, and unfortunately, I covered some art. I remember I covered some gym shoes. He probably spent at least a good 15 minutes detailing, and I had to cover them for word balloon.
Yeah, and there's a couple of really egregious ones. They might have been further up. No, I think it's coming up later. where the word balloon's actually overlapping one of the characters' faces, and that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
All right, so Monster Slayer. So you've heard of me. Guys getting nervous, sweating bullets. Throw some water on him, and we see dun dun dun. Yeah, another crazy monster.
Yeah.
I need to find that. Where was
It might have been on the first issue.
that? No, because I know it was the little. I'm pretty sure it was the little boy. Yeah, this right here.
There, yeah.
And if you're going to cover up a part of the character, do not mess with the face or the eyes, because psychologically we look at faces first. We look at eyes first, even if it's a drawing. And so that kind of like, that's the kind of thing that pulls you out of the experience and makes it kind of jarring. So, yeah.
That word balloon probably needed to be above his head, or right there on his chest. You dropped it down.
And this is just, this is something you learn by experience. He drew a really great panel, but didn't allow room, like empty space for the word balloons to occupy.
I maybe even cheated and put that word balloon on the other side of his face and broke panel.
Yeah, you could easily do that.
Yeah.
If I had to work with this, I probably would have had the font. I think the font could be smaller and still be fine. So reduce the font size. This balloon would kind of like transition over here. Could probably be about this big, because like this is an area that's not interesting. So we could put a word balloon here, have the tail leading to her. That gives us this whole area here for this balloon.
Yeah.
And this one here, there's stuff here that's interesting, like his belt.
Yeah.
Move that to down here. And I'm a big fan of taking a round word balloon and cutting the bottom off and having the bottom line up with the panel border. So you just kind of like shave it off like it's a half ellipse. And this is another thing, like the flow of the text. Start with one word, reflow this. You could save a lot of this room. Again. And Nick, if you ever watch this episode, I'm not trying to tear you down. I'm just giving an honest critique of how to make some improvements on things based on my own experience. Take it with a grain of salt, take it for what you will. But Barry and I, we've been doing comics for a very, very long time. And these are some amateur things that we notice. So, hopefully as you grow and continue on this, we love this comic. We love the story. Otherwise we wouldn't have it on the show. So take these things to consideration and maybe make some tweaks.
Yeah. I mean, I love the story. I'm gonna subscribe. I wasn't on my right account to subscribe, but I'm gonna subscribe. Matter of fact, I can do it now because I want to see what happens next.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is hilarious. And there's another whole thing. Like, so when he's fighting the ogre, he's standing up. When he's standing up to the ogre in the first chapter, he's like, he's relieved that he's at least wearing a loincloth. And so we come right back around. And he's like, geez, at least the other guy had a loincloth.
Yeah. This one does not have a loincloth.
And that is good writing. He's really doing a good job of writing this story, because if you really pay attention to stand-up comedians, try not to laugh at their jokes, but analyze their jokes. They're good comedians always have a starter line, and they come back around to it for a wrap-up to just kind of connect the whole thing. Yeah. And that's what he's done here. And that's just a really good, a little thing of great writing.
Yeah, I think that again, leaving me on a cliffhanger like that, I want the third issue. Gonna have to contact him and say, look, you need to send me the blue line. Just send me the script. It's fine. I'll take the spoilers.
Yeah, no kidding. This is a great thing. This is something that would be wonderful to see in a print comic eventually. I hope for him continued success, and maybe in a later episode. Like, we've done a few comics that have just had a few episodes. So once they've had some more time to accumulate, like Gumshoe just had a new one drop today. That was a really cool book. I want to revisit some of these and after they've got their catalog a little bigger and do like a part 2 thing. So this would definitely be one of those that I would revisit later on.
Yeah, again, I think that Nick is going to do nothing but get better as a, just with this strip, it's
Mhm.
going to just get better and better and better. So, radio listeners, and right now, Eric, we're up to 45 to 11.
That's great.
To 11 listening. Thank you guys for listening in. We appreciate it. You guys can go over to Webtoon or webtoons.com and check out Manhorn, MAN space HORN on Webtoon. It's a really funny comic. 2 issues up there right now for free.
Yep. And the one of the great things about Webtoon is there's no cost to you to sign up for an account. It's a great, easy way to get some humor. And I look at it like this, like here in the States, we're looking at a downturn in our economy. Back in 1929, we had a really big downturn in our economy. What was really popular in the Depression times? The pulps, the cheap storytelling pulps. Webtoon's kind of like pulps for the new millennium. This is a great place, no cost entertainment. And it's great to have creators like Nick, who's putting a lot of effort into making a quality comic.
Yeah. And you know, it is a quality book. I can see this being against taking the print later on. In fact, if Nick doesn't take this to print, I'd be very sad.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of those books you kind of want in your collection, your library, and yeah, much like another book I know called Dreaded Dinosaur. But you know.
Yes, and I do implore you guys that are listening tonight on Indie Vault Radio and tuning in across the globe, please check out Dreaded Dinosaur Man. I've got 115 subscribers. I've had 2,400 views on my comic with a 9.42 rating, 7 episodes up, and I promise to get the 8th one done before February is gone, because I can't let another month pass without at least publishing one more piece of the story.
And he has to put Vij in it because it's Black History Month. He has to figure out a way to help us get.
Oh my gosh! Well, this next episode, spoiler. Well, not really a spoiler, but yes, Vij will be in the next episode because it's a follow-up for what happened at started in Vij's bar.
Yeah.
So if we kind of go back to that episode, we left off with one of the main antagonists in the book. This character here, the Outlaw Torn, with his wounded lady friend, got her arm chopped off. She's just a sopping mess of this tourniquet here, and needs some medical attention. And our friend here, Drabik, is a licensed caregiver. he's a health professional here, talking to you, and so yeah, emergency surgery. This is going to be an episode of MASH.
Yeah.
In the next chapter.
Every time I just hear the MASH theme song. Yeah, can't wait to see that. And you started doing it already, so it's not like
no, I'm not. It's not. I'm not starting from scratch. It's written. It's loosely like when I started Webtoon, I make the crappiest line art possible just to get an idea of where I'm blocking stuff in. And then I go back and I try to actually make something look good. Because one of the things that's been hardest for me making comics that I've tried to train myself out is I want to just start working on detail and get like a panel like really looking great and finished before I go to the next one. You shouldn't do that. You got to kind of like spread the butter evenly. So start with rough gestures, rough sketch, refined sketch, ink lines, colors over the whole thing. So I've got the rough sketches down. I know where everything's going. I just got to get in there and start doing the hardball work.
Yeah. I've been learning to draw digital. I think if I can do Mr. Rusty's as a digital book, I can probably do it a lot quicker. And I've been getting accustomed to digital. I'll put my tablet in the bed and I'll mess around with it. And I actually drew a panel that I don't hate.
Nice.
So that's a big step for me.
Small wins. Keep at it. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. That's the episode. Please check out webtoons.com. Check out Manhorn. Subscribe to Dreaded Dinosaur Man, please, as well. And we'll be back here next Monday, 9 p.m. for another episode of It Came From Webtoon. But tomorrow, 9 p.m., what's going on Livewire?
Oh, Live Wire. We've got some questions that got sent in. Oh, there's bonkers as ever.
Did you get
And
my message about the special guest?
I did. I don't know if you want to. I was going to let you reveal that, or should we wait till tomorrow? But
Let's wait till tomorrow. But
okay,
let's just say that she's a force to be reckoned with in indie comics.
yeah,
And we look forward to having her on Livewire tomorrow. She's got
yeah,
a new book out that she's pushing, so we'll look forward to that.
yeah. I don't. I don't know if you've got an online crush, we're gonna have like two online crushes together. First time ever that they've been in the same place at the same time. It's
Who's the other one?
well we always have Lola. No one counts her though. We
No,
always have, and then we got different guests coming on all the time, and so it's gonna be very nice show, I believe. Too. We also have I can't talk about. You guys tune in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. It's gonna be a good
tune in
show.
tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Indie Vault Livewire on the Indie Vault Network, on Indie Vault Radio, and the YouTube and the Facebook channel.
Mm-hmm. And also, Webtoon, guys. If you're, if you have a book on Webtoon, hop over to the Indie Vote Awards, indievoteawards.com. We do have we are doing an award for best web comic. So if you got a comic on Webtoon, you could send us that URL, and it will be looked at and judged, and might get yourself a trophy in September.
Yep, that's correct. And we do have a presence on Twitter, and so if if there's a Webtoon you think we need to look at, send us a message. Contact us at Twitter on @CameFromWebtoon, and we'll check those DMs and see if it's something that's that we want to have on the show. We've had a few come in, and some of them are waiting for there to be more episodes. Some of them not quite up to muster, but who knows? We might have a light load day, and one of those might get covered. So
yeah,
feel free to keep sending them in, and we always welcome your comments on the show. That's came from Webtoon.
Cool. Add it again, and I'll make sure that I'll put that on Indie Vote Livewire so people can go over there and also follow you guys and harass them on Twitter.
Sounds good. All right. Have a good night, everyone. This has been It Came from Webtoon.